Hello, everyone. Have you ever been so deep in your research, the data collection, the lab work, the surveys, that you feel like you're drowning in information? You've got the numbers, the charts, the raw findings. But then comes the moment of truth. You have to write it all down, and you have to make it make sense. You have to transform that pile of data into a compelling story. That's what we're here to talk about today, from data to dialogue. We're going to master the two most critical chapters of your thesis or report, your results and your discussion. Every piece of research, no matter the field, answers two big questions. The first is, what did I find? This is about presenting your data clearly and objectively. It's the foundation, it's the evidence. But the second question, the one that really defines your contribution, is, so what? Why do your findings matter? We're going to explore how to tackle both of these questions because together they form the heart of a powerful research paper. So let's look at our agenda for today. First, we'll dive into the results chapter. I like to call this the art of what. It's about precision and clarity. Then we'll move on to the discussion chapter, which is the power of so what. It's where you make your argument. Finally, we'll connect them with what I call the golden thread, how these two chapters must work seamlessly together. Let's start with chapter 4, your results section. The core purpose here is simple but crucial. You present your findings. You must be objective, unbiased, and factual. There is no room for interpretation here, just the facts. Your results must be clear for your reader. Think of yourself as a meticulous reporter, just laying out the information. This brings us to the golden rule of this chapter, present, don't interpret. This is the number one mistake I see. Look at this incorrect example. The survey results clearly show that the new teaching method was a failure as students were disengaged. That's an opinion. It's an interpretation. Now look at the correct version. The mean satisfaction score for Group A, new method, was 2.7 out of 5, while Group B, traditional, was 4.1. 80% of Group A comments mentioned lack of engagement. See the difference? One presents the facts. The other tells the reader what to think. Stick to the facts in this chapter. How do you organize all this data? I recommend organizing by your research questions, not by the chronology of your experiments. Use clear subheadings like 4.1 findings for research question 1 to guide your reader through the journey. And always integrate your text and your visuals to create a seamless flow. Visuals are a powerful tool, but they have their own set of rules. The do's are simple. Give them clear, descriptive titles. Label everything. Make sure each visual can stand on its own so a reader could understand it even if they just flipped through your paper, and of course reference them in your text. As for the don'ts, don't just drop a visual in and leave it unexplained. And please don't repeat every single data point in your text. The visual should complement the text, not just duplicate it. Now for the fun part, chapter 5, your discussion. If your results section was about the facts, this is where you bring those facts to life. This is the place for interpretation, for explaining the meaning and significance of your findings, and for exploring the implications of your work. A great discussion is like a great conversation. It has 5 key parts. You start by summarizing and interpreting your key findings. Then you contextualize them. How do they fit into the existing literature? Next, you state the implications, the practical or theoretical consequences. After that, you must acknowledge your limitations. And finally, you recommend future steps for research. This is where you join the academic conversation. You begin by interpreting your main findings in simple language. What do they mean in relation to your research questions? Then you contextualize. You connect back to the literature you discussed in chapter 2. Do your findings support existing theories? Do they challenge or contradict them? Or do they simply extend them with a new nuance? Now for your contribution, you'll discuss the implications of your work, the real world or theoretical consequences. Who should pay attention to this? Policymakers, teachers? This is where you show the impact of your research. But true critical thinking also means being honest and specific about your study's boundaries. Acknowledging your limitations builds credibility, And you end with a call to action, forward-looking suggestions for the next study. What should the next researcher investigate based on your work? This brings us back to the golden thread. Your research question from Chapter 1 might be, what is the effect of the new teaching method? Your results in Chapter 4 provide the evidence. Group A had lower scores than Group B. And your discussion in Chapter 5 makes the argument the new method was less effective in this context. The results provide the evidence, and the discussion makes the argument. So here are the key takeaways. The results chapter is the what. It is objective, factual, and structured by your research questions. Remember to present, not interpret. The discussion chapter is the so what. It is interpretive and analytical. It connects to the literature and explains the significance and impact of your work. Together, they are a powerful combination that demonstrates the value and rigor of your work. Thank you for your attention. I hope this gives you a clear roadmap for turning your data into a compelling dialogue. I'm happy to take any questions you might have. If you have any further questions about research writing, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can email me at khruuthai@gmail.com. Thank you so much.